Hello everyone, I am Eric Smith, and this is the Low Budget Review Show. And hopefully that showed up on camera. Alright, today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm still going to be reviewing a book, but the reason I'm reviewing this particular book at this particular point in time is a little different than usual. And a little something else I'll mention a little later. But anyway. The book I'm talking about today is The Resurrectionist by Rath James White. That's the cover. Let's see. There it is. This is the limited edition. I had the mass market paperback, but I gave it to a friend. I had to look it up. That's the cover for the mass market paperback there on my phone. It's The Resurrectionist by Rath James White. Originally came out in 2009 and easily my favorite book of that year. It is a hardcore horror novel. And basically, you've got a gentleman by the name of Dale who has the power to resurrect the recently deceased. And when they come back to life, they have no memory of how they died or the events leading up to their death. Sounds like it could be a good thing. The only problem is Dale is a sociopath. And he's obsessed with his new neighbor, Sarah. Sarah and her husband, Josh, live in Las Vegas, and this creepy dude named Daryl moves in across the street and becomes obsessed with Sarah, and yeah, things do not go well. Sarah starts to have these horrible nightmares that she's being raped and murdered, and her husband's being murdered, and she wakes up the next morning kind of freaking out because of the nightmares, and starts to notice some odd things in the house, like clean spots on the carpet that weren't there the day before, and a few other things. I don't want to give it all away, but she starts to wonder what the hell's going on, and well, got a sociopath that can bring the recently dead back to life. You got a woman that's dreaming about being raped and murdered and finding weird clean spots and such in her house. I think you can put it all together. That's the basis, and just an amazing book, an amazing work of hardcore horror. I really have to emphasize, this is hardcore horror. Sex and violence and torture, just over the top, but not gratuitous. There's a depth to this story that one might not expect from hardcore horror, but it's there. Rath James White, the author, is one of my favorite authors out there, and he dabbles in a lot of different things. Well, I mean, it's mainly horror, but it's not all the same type of horror. I think if you read this, you shouldn't expect the same thing if you read another one of his books, and then if you read something else, you shouldn't expect the exact same thing. Unfortunately, there are authors out there who are like that and seem to write the same thing over and over again. A couple come to mind, but I'm not going to mention them because we're talking about Rath James White, who is just a fantastic writer. And in The Resurrectionist, the characters are great. Dale is a wonderful psycho, just a crazy guy. Excuse me a moment. It's incredibly hot this morning while I'm taping this, and I always turn the ceiling fan off because you'd be able to see it in the window, which I think is distracting. So I'm just getting a little sweat out of my eye. Alright, that's enough of that. So Dale, a great character in the sense that he's a fascinating character. Definitely not a great person. but a fascinating character. We get to know his backstory, how he became who he is, a little bit anyway, and just an interesting individual. Sarah and Josh, another couple of really well-written characters, and Wrath does a little spin and makes Sarah the stronger character. Sadly, this is considered a spin, I guess. It's 2014. We shouldn't have to talk about how amazing it is when you have a strong female character. They should just be a good character. But unfortunately, it's still kind of surprising, I guess, when you have a strong female lead. But that's what Sarah is. She's the stronger character. Her husband, Josh, not a weak character, but he's got some emotional issues. I believe he has anger issues. It has been a while since I've read this. But I believe, a little sweat dripping off my nose there. Emotionally, he's the weaker character. And Sarah has to kind of carry him through these events. And they are crazy events. But it's so well written that even the slow moments, I didn't feel were slow. It's just, there's a lot of tension in this book, a lot of suspense. At least I thought so. I know that there were scenes where, because of Dale's obsession, even those quiet moments, I just was waiting for Dale to pop up. That's the kind of book this is. You just kind of, you just never know. Sarah and Josh having breakfast. Is Dale going to pop up? Sarah and Josh out at the grocery store. Is Dale going to pop up? To me, that created tension. Because you just never know when he's going to show up. The writing style is fantastic. I love Wrath's style. And his characters, as I said, again, hardcore. Very hardcore, so be warned. Not for the faint of heart, not for the easily grossed out. There are so many different styles of horror out there, and I'm a big fan of most of them. I like the quiet horror. I like the really suspenseful, you never quite see what's out there horror, but I also love the hardcore, balls to the wall horror. If it's well written, it's all got to be well written, and this certainly is. I mentioned the reason I'm talking about this now is because it has been made into a movie. The movie is called Come Back to Me. I have no information on a release date or anything. I have seen the trailer for it. But I wanted to talk about the book before the movie came out. I don't know if it's going to be in theaters, or if it's going to be direct to video, what's going on with that. Looks like it could be pretty good from the trailer. We'll see. Looks like there have been some changes made to the story, but that happens 95% of the time, I would say. It's difficult to find an adaptation that's really true to the source material. But because that movie's coming out, hopefully it'll get some buzz, and I wanted to get that buzz ball rolling by talking about the book that movie is based on. That's an awesome cover, in my opinion. There it is. The other thing about this review that makes it a little different, I believe, this is the first time I'm reviewing something that I believe is only available on the secondary market. I'm not 100% sure. I checked a few places, and I could only find it used secondhand. I will have a link in the description to Amazon where you can pick it up. and I think the lowest price, I didn't check the condition, but the lowest price for the paperback was like $2.99. I don't know if there's going to be a new release of the book, a new edition of the book when the movie comes out. That'd be kind of cool. I am also going to have a link for the trailer for the movie, so you can check that out. And I'm going to put in a link, I believe, hopefully, to Wrath James White's authors page on Amazon, in case you want to check out some of his other stuff. He does have plenty of wonderful stuff that is in print you can get from the first-hand market, I guess. Is that what you call it? Because I did start doing these reviews to support the things that I like, and unfortunately with the secondary market, that really doesn't help the author out. Specifically, if you buy a used copy of this book, he's not getting anything for it. But you should definitely check out his other work and maybe pick something up. He does have some things from Deadite Press, which I've talked about in some of my other reviews. A great small press publisher doing some wonderful work. So that's pretty much it. I believe I covered everything I wanted to cover. The Resurrectionist. See, this isn't the best cover to show you because there's no title or anything on there. But really, really fantastic hardcore horror. My favorite book of 2009. I say find a copy. Just find one somewhere, pick it up, read it, love it, become a Wrath James White fan, and check out the trailer for the movie. I'm definitely going to see it whenever I get the chance, if it's in theaters or if it's just on demand, or if I have to wait for the disc. I'm definitely going to check it out. It's always, I love it when one of the authors I like gets an adaptation, if it's a good one. So I think that's about it. Check out the book, check out the trailer for the movie, check out anything else by Wrath James White. As always, please leave any comments, questions, or corrections in the comments section down below. Please like, share, and subscribe, and please read more books.